Welcome to another Tuesday night at 7. Or it's Tuesday live at 7. I can't remember what I keep calling it. Let me take a look here. It says here. All right, let me see here. It doesn't say anything there. Oh, yeah. Tuesday live at 7. Tuesday live at 7. And as we're waiting for people to come in, we will do this. And welcome to another Tuesday live at 7. Okay. Maybe we'll have a good live show this week. It seems like we have a lot of times. Was it the last two?
Last week, and then the week before we couldn't even get it up.
No, it was a week before that, I think. It was a couple weeks before last.
You're right.
Because we actually had a good show in there somewhere. But yeah, we had one week where we couldn't do any live at all. And then we went ahead and did a recorded video that was, I don't know, kind of sort of live, if you want to think of it that way. We did that one week. And then last week, we were live and we lost everybody. Everybody in the whole room disappeared.
There's 4 people, but...
Honey.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Then all the people that were in the room, they disappeared. We didn't know what happened. And then I figured out, hey, we don't have anyone here. So then we stopped it, started another live, and then we had a few people for that live. So we had, technically, our live got chopped in half because for some reason, our audience was taken away from us. So that's kind of strange. So hopefully we won't have any issues this week. And let's see what we got going here today. All right, we got some people here. We got Leatherwood Land, welcome.
Hello.
Also got Browncoat Homestead, welcome.
Hey, Browncoat, haven't seen you for a while.
We got Desi Lou's Garden, welcome.
Welcome.
And we also got McLinden Homestead, welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for being our moderator this week. And that's everybody. Yeah, it's hot here in Indiana, Leatherwood Land. Yeah, it's been a little hot around here too. We're in South Central Kentucky, and
it's been warm. Yeah.
It's been fairly hot, so we can. I think it seems like the trend I keep seeing is like whenever it rains a lot here, we look around and it's like a lot of places across the country dealing with a lot of rain, and then when we start seeing a lot of heat, now everybody's dealing with a lot of heat. So it seems like we're getting pretty uniform weather. As far as I can tell.
Smith Family Ranch?
Yes. What about them?
Oh, I didn't know if we had seen them.
No, it's Smith Family Ranch is here. Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay.
Emily G. Welcome.
All right. So hopefully, like I said, we'll continue to have a live show this week, and we won't get zapped like we got zapped last week. And so hopefully that doesn't happen.
Oh, our cabin in the woods. Hey, welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
I think you're new to come into our live. Welcome.
Right. And let me see here. All right. So now what we tried to do last week is we just want to have just a conversation with you all out there. Things that you want to talk about, questions you have. And I'm going to kind of do that this week. Although I can't do it the way I wanted to do last week, because I actually do have some things I want to share this week. So we'll just kind of bounce back and forth. But anytime, if you have a question, type it out in all caps.
Yes, please.
That way when we quickly scroll back, we actually scroll backward in the chat to see if someone asked a question.
Make sure we don't.
And then we'll address that question the best we can.
Yep. Make sure we don't miss you. Oh, hey, welcome, Duncan 1900 Homestead. Hey.
Right. So if you have any questions or anything that you want to talk about, put it in all caps, and we will address it. Until you think of something you want to talk about, or if you think of questions you want to ask, I'll just start talking about some of the topics. One of the things I wanted to discuss is we've gone over it a couple times. It's because we're really excited about it. But this Saturday, that's coming up on us this week. This Saturday, we're going to get on a plane and we're going to fly out to basically to Washington, D.C. And then from Washington, D.C., we're going to get a rental car and we're going to drive out to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. And in Lancaster County, a place called Ronks, Pennsylvania, there is a theater called Sight and Sound Theater, and we're going to watch the production of Jesus, and we are super excited about it. I know we talked about it before. They actually have live animals that are trained by animal trainers that interact with the actors during the show. So they are actually part of the story. You'll see goats and sheep and horses and pigs and cows and all kinds of animals that are actually part of the story. So they actually have cues. They walk out where they're supposed to walk. They go exactly where they're supposed to go. And I think it's simply amazing that you can train animals to do things like that. So that in itself is impressive. Also that it's a 4-story high stage. That's impressive. I don't know of anybody else out there that has a 4-story high stage. So the set that they can build on a 4-story stage is humongous. You know, they actually build sets that the actors can climb upstairs and go up around, and sometimes they come down these slides and they slide down poles and stuff. So a lot of very dynamic and interesting things just for having a 4-story high stage. And not only do they have a stage like that, but they have 2 side stages. So they got 3 stages, all of them going at the same time. So you're literally having the stage wrapped around the audience. So when you're sitting in the audience, you can see action all around you, things going on, things happening. So that's pretty amazing. And then they've even upped their game this year, and they've added some additional technology. So it's really good. And I'm thinking, let me ask a question real quick. Is everybody still here?
Says we have 9 watching.
Is everybody still here? Or did we just lose everybody again? I don't know. I'm not hearing anything back. It's looking suspicious.
Wow.
Did we lose everybody already?
Oh, no.
Okay, Duncan, 1900 Homestead is here.
Okay.
All right. We were getting scared because this is exactly what happened last week.
Woo!
You know, we lost everybody. Okay, who here wants to see that trailer again? I want to see it again. I want to see it again.
Anything new happening with you guys?
Okay, well, no one's saying anything, so I'm going to take that as a yes. How's that? I'm going to go ahead and play it again because I'm excited about it. So I want all of you to know why we're so excited.
There's a place where stories from the Bible come to life on stage.
This man has lived in darkness, but today he will see the light.
Who exactly is he?
I heard he's merely the son of a carpenter.
This year, Sight and Sound Theaters invites you to experience the greatest rescue story of all time.
He's a miracle worker, a healer, a prophet.
This Jesus is a rebel.
We must stop this radical. The Pharisees in Jerusalem call him an outlaw.
This would be a very bad time to choose his side.
Everything Jesus does points to love.
Seen by nearly 1 million people in its debut year, the original stage production is returning for one last encore season.
I am changed, and that is who Jesus says I am.
One man did all this.
He is alive in us, and he can live in you too.
Jesus, live on stage at Sight and Sound Theaters.
What about that? That was pretty exciting, I think. I really appreciate it. So that's what we're going to be going to see this Saturday. And it's really celebrating several different things. So let's go down the list of things it's celebrating. As you know, we sold our 5-bedroom house. And we were under a lot of bondage, a lot of financial bondage because of that house. So being out from under that is a big deal for us. So that's what prompted me to buy the tickets in the first place, is to celebrate being set free from that financial bondage. So that was really significant. So that's the first thing I wanted to mention. Another thing that we're celebrating is, you may not know this, but my birthday was on Monday. July 1st was my birthday. So happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Right? And my wife's birthday is?
July 30th.
July 30th. So my birthday's on the 1st. Her birthday's on the 30th. So this Saturday on the 6th, we're going to be kind of like, celebrating both our birthdays. Celebrating both our birthdays. Another thing is our anniversary was in January, and we didn't really get to celebrate our anniversary this year very much. We usually try to do something special on our anniversary, and this year wasn't able to really do a whole lot because of the financial bondage that we were in. So this Saturday also is a celebration of our anniversary as well. So we got being freed from the house, both our birthdays and anniversary all rolled up into one. So I'm excited. That's all I got to say about that. All right, we got some happy birthdays. I'm going to go ahead and trail backwards, see if anybody had any questions or anything. Okay, I don't see anything in caps back there. Okay, looks good. All right, so thank you for saying happy birthday for both of us. And so that's the reason why we're going to be celebrating that this weekend, is all those reasons. So I wanted to bring that stuff up. But like I said, if you all want to talk about something, please put it down in the comments in all caps, and we'll talk about it. Questions you have about videos that you've seen from us, whatever question you want to ask.
Good evening, Two Wild Onions.
Yeah, good evening. All right. Two Wild Onions Homestead, welcome.
There's a few new ones.
They got the Conscious Living Homestead, welcome. And we have Carl, welcome. And did we say hello to Duncan 1900 Homestead yet?
I did believe I said hello to her. Yeah.
We also have Emily, welcome. And I think that's everybody.
Duncan 1900 Homestead. Every time I'd go into a live stream a while back, she'd be one of the first ones to say hello to me.
Okay. All right.
Hey, my permaculture
My
garden.
permaculture gardener
Hello.
garden. Welcome, my permaculture garden.
Two Wild Onions said she loved the biscuit video. Thank you.
You know what? I loved it too. Yes. Probably for a different reason.
I was a little worried about doing it because the last time I had made it, it had a little bit of an aftertaste, and I thought, well, it's the lard. I had bought it a long time ago, and I really don't prefer store-bought lard. I prefer something like you take it and you render it down for yourself, and then you have to keep it cold or frozen so it doesn't go bad. I prefer that kind of lard, but I had someone give me some store-bought lard, and it went bad. It got a little bit rancid. But then I started thinking about it, and I know why it had an aftertaste. It had an odd taste. Instead of using baking powder, I used baking soda.
That'll make it bitter for sure.
It made it bitter. It had an aftertaste. And so this time I was like, oh, I hope it doesn't have an aftertaste. I hope there's not something wrong with my recipe. And it wasn't. It was just messed up last time. And also, I do think the lard being older didn't help it either. So I think it was a combination of the two. This time it was really good. I like having it on the next day. I know I say in the video it's crumbly, but in reality, I mean, it's just easier and crispier to break up for gravy. But next day after we have it for breakfast, I will slice one in half the following day after it had sat for a day and put butter and honey on it, and it holds together just fine. It's just I don't know, I just really like the texture of it without an egg. So,
And we will make it with an egg if we're going to use it for jellies or anything like that, because the egg does help it hold together better.
yeah.
But the egg makes it taste a little heavier. So it makes it denser, a little bit heavier. So it does change the consistency, but the flavor is pretty much the same.
Yeah, I've never really had a biscuit recipe until I found Tasha Tudor's cookbook, and I that's what I've always used. Now, someone left a comment, I can't remember who it was, in the comments of the video and said, oh, she's always used, never used eggs, and that she found it actually odd that I mentioned that made a big deal out of it not having eggs, and then I started looking up other people's recipes, and she's right. Some people just don't have eggs in their recipe, and we really like it that way.
Yeah, we have a question from Two Wild Onions Homestead. I made a cake that literally flopped.
Oh.
It was self-rising flour, and yet I still use baking powder and baking soda. Could that be why?
How old was your baking powder and baking soda? That makes a big difference too. Sometimes if it's like really old, you bought it in bulk and you've had it on your shelves for a real long time. I'm not sure about baking soda, but I know baking powder can actually lose its potency, and maybe that could have been it. She used and I don't like self-rising flour, so I actually don't use it.
Yeah, when we first got married, I started buying self-rising flour, and
It was right before we got married, right?
no, we were already married.
That's right. You're right.
And then she explained to me why she liked the general purpose flour a lot better. So I can't remember what that explanation was. So what is it?
The explanation is that if I want, it's more versatile. I mean, if I want to make bread with yeast, I don't have to worry about the baking powder or I don't know what they put in. I think they either put I think it's baking powder they put into it. I don't have to worry about that already being in the flour and messing up my yeast. So I want to make sure I can use it any way I would need to.
Maybe that could have caused a problem if the self-rising flour already has either baking powder or baking soda already in it. Then the additional baking powder and baking soda that you added could have put it over the balance. So maybe that caused it to flop. So that's possibilities.
Vidu honey, right?
I don't know what you're reading. I don't see capital letters.
No, I want to know how to say their name.
V.honey. Yeah, V.honey. Welcome.
Yeah, I wanted to say, she said, I did love the biscuit tutorial. Go up a little bit.
It's right here.
Oh, okay. Eggs go on top of biscuits, not in them. Yeah, we like them without. Yeah, but I didn't know that people didn't do that. We just thought we came across something great.
Fluffy, soft biscuit, and it was just kind of heavy and dense, and I wasn't quite satisfied with it. So I say, hey, why don't you make it without the egg? Right?
Egg turned out great.
And she's like, I don't know if that's going to work. I said, well,
I didn't want to.
What's the worst that could happen? Just try it. So then she tried it, and I said, well, you know what? Let's just make up the difference, because she was trying to make the case that, hey, it's going to lose its consistency. It's going to fall apart. It's not going to hold together. So I said, why don't you take your biscuit recipe, remove the egg, and kind of use some of the attributes from the pancake recipe and kind of mix it together a little bit.
Yeah.
And then that's what we ended up doing, and it came out perfect.
But I must say, I did say in the video that the only thing I made the recipe different was just leaving the eggs out. I went back and reread her recipe. I had also added the 2 teaspoons of sugar to it, and I had also added the butter to it. Those were things that were in her pancake recipe and not in her biscuit recipe, so I kind of combined them roast together like he had suggested. So
And it holds together just fine.
Yep.
For the most part.
Turns
And
out
they're
good.
very soft, very fluffy.
very, very
And
soft.
it was a winner. Once that happened, we made it. It was a winner. So that's how we came up with the biscuit recipe.
Oregon PBWF Homestead said flaxseed can take place of eggs. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing. Will you be doing? They asked a question up a little higher.
I didn't see it. It's not in caps.
It says, will you be do more videos on cooking?
Will you be doing more videos on cooking over a campfire? Could monkey bread be made in a Dutch oven or over a fire?
Okay,
I don't know.
monkey bread is where it's a whole bunch of little balls put into, and it's got cinnamon, sugar, and honey through it. I think, isn't that what it's like? It's like a bunch of balls, and then they put them in a pan, and they it's like a pull apart bread, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I've never had it.
Yeah, it would have to be a low pan full of them, and you'd have to put a trivet under it. So, you put your ashes under it, and then you put your ashes on top. But when you put the pan full of your monkey bread dough, make sure it fits fine into your Dutch oven. As it rises, it doesn't get stuck to your lid. And then also, make sure you have some kind of metal trivet under it. If you watch my video on making the cornbread, you'll know what a trivet is. So it keeps the pan up off the bottom of the Dutch oven so that you don't burn it, and also it gets a more even flow around your baking pan. So yeah,
Also-
it probably could be done.
Also, in addition to the Dutch oven, they actually do have an actual oven that you use over a campfire.
Yeah.
You have one, right?
I have one, and Two Hot Onions has one too.
What's it called?
I don't know what the name of it is. It's a tin box, okay? And it has a glass door with a little knob that you turn, okay, and it opens. Now, on the bottom of the box, it's open, okay? And it has like a little bit of a reflector tin, like that, and slits. And so what happens is you take the tin box, you put it over hot. I use it over hot ashes. Two Hot Onions had used hers on a wood stove, and you could. That's mainly what they're made for. But I never ever had a wood stove, so I used mine over hot coals. And it's just a tin box. They can be very big or they can be smaller. I have a smaller one, and you scrape your ashes off. You put your tin box over top of the ashes, and you put pies or cakes or biscuits or bread or anything you need to bake in there. It bakes just like an oven, and you might have to take it off every once in a while and put some more hot ashes. But I baked biscuits in it before, and it didn't need more ashes, more coals, hot coals. And that's another way to cook over a fire. Also, bake. That's another way to bake.
Okay. All right. So
Flopping
moving on.
could be a kid.
That was answering a possibility for flopping a cake. That children running through the house.
Yeah, that's not a
So.
problem for her.
All right. So I know that could happen. I know I got in trouble plenty of times when I was growing up. But I was running through the house whenever my mom was trying to bake bread, and that was the thing not to do. All right. So I'm trying to scroll through here. So if you would, please put your questions in all caps.
So we can see them.
Because I'm starting to fall behind. I can't read every single post that's on here. That's why we ask for the capital letters. So from now on, if it doesn't have the capital letters, couldn't find the name of it either. The oven that used either over a campfire or a wood stove.
Yep.
I'll just call it a campfire wood stove oven.
Yeah.
Hey, I just named it.
Now, how I got mine is my brother's was buying and selling antiques at the time, and he had just got back from the flea market and fire. I'm like, really? And I said, can I get that from you? And he goes, oh yeah. And so I think I gave him $5, whatever he had in it. I gave him $5 for it, and so yeah, I'm going to be doing a video with it. I will be doing a video with it. I was kind of waiting.
The contest that we're running, and I do want to bring that up again because we're not to the 1,000 subscribers yet. We haven't been moving very fast, and I want to say that it's because not a lot of people are entering the contest. Actually, I have made a notepad that has names of people in it so far, and now in order to be in the contest you have to confirm with me either through my email, which is microfarmstarter@gmail.com, either by sending me an email or coming back to one of our videos and posting on the video that you've shared. Hey, I shared a video that I really liked of yours on my Facebook. And I also shared it on my Instagram. And I also shared it on my Twitter. Whatever way that you use to promote the video that you like, you got to let us know about that. And each place that you share it to is an additional entry. So I'm just going to read off what we got so far. We've got Homestead in Holland with 4 entries. Homestead in Holland's got 4 entries. And we also got Berean Acres with 1 entry. So far, it's looking like Homestead in Holland's got a really good chance to win. Right? A really good chance to win because they got 4 entries. They shared it in 4 different places, the video that they have. And you can pick more than one video. You just pick a video that you like and you share it so your friends and family and people that you associate with in your social media get a chance to see what you like, and then maybe they'll like it too, you know. And every time you do that with one of the videos that you like is an additional entry. And you know, if you know how a contest usually work, you do a drawing, and the more entries you have in that drawing, the better chance you have of winning. And no one's guaranteed to win, but you can increase your chances by increasing your entries. So I just want to make sure that I put that out there. Now, we did have one person who said that she was going to do some promotions, but I never heard any or if someone knows her, please remind her, hey, if you shared his videos, let him know so he can give you entries into the contest. I want as many people to enter the contest as possible. Okay, so the way this works is, like I mentioned, you pick a video of ours that you like, and you share it on your social media, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, and then you let us know on the comments of one of our videos, or you can email me at microfarmstarter@gmail.com and let me know where you shared it to so I can check it out, and then I'll give you an entry into the contest for each one of those shares. And like I said, you can pick more than one video that you like. And once we reach 1,000 subscribers, once we reach that, the contest will be over. And then that's when we do the drawing. And we're going to do a special live show whenever we reach 1,000. We're going to have a special live show to do the drawing and announce the winner. Now, this is what we're giving away. This book called 5 Acres in Independence. And it is a really good book. It says it's a practical guide to the selection and management of the small farm. Hence the name 5 Acres. And let's read a little bit about it. Let me see here. I'm going to read a few things from it here. Okay. In this sense, independence signifies far more than material self-sufficiency. It involves all the elements of freedom, liberty, democracy, individualism. It implies the freedom to choose our place in society or out of it, the liberty to take a chance and seek our own fortune, and the full expression of our own individual minds and wills, both in work and at rest. It says 5 Acres tells about this type of independence and how to achieve it by working the soil. So it goes on and on. So this is just a book about a lot of different things you can do on the small farm or homestead. It talks about water supply. It's got a big chapter about water supply. It talks about sewage disposal. It talks about different functions that you can use water for. Drainage, irrigation, livestock, poultry, greenhouses, cold frames, hotbeds, manures, all kinds of different things that are in this book. So very good book to have for the homestead. So that's one of the books we're giving away. I'm just going to run through these real quick now. This is called Cut Your Spending the Lazy Way. This book is all about being frugal. And it's good to be frugal when you're trying to start a homestead. This one's called the Self-Sufficiency Specialist. And it is a smaller book, but it does have some topics that it does discuss a little bit. There's off-grid water, off-grid energy, wood-burning stoves, solar collectors, wind turbines, geothermal heating, super insulating your home, recycle waste, growing organic garden crops, and more. And it's filled with all kinds of good illustrations. So it's a good book. So all 3 of these books are going to be given away to the winner. And
I like this book because it was in the wintertime. It was a really good, encouraging book to get you excited, to get you to think all the different ways to be self-sufficient, to be homesteaders. So I really, really like this book. It was a really good book.
so there you have it. The winner, whoever gets drawn, and you never know who's going to be drawn, could be 1 entry is all it takes. That's the way drawings work. But, as far as odds go, you increase your chances by having more entries. And so these books right here goes to 1 person that wins. You get all 3 books.
Thanks, Gray McCarran. Said all those sound like great books.
Right, so let me go back. I saw a question back there. I want to get back into address it. The Conscious Living Homestead says, any good prepper recipes for canning or fermenting? That would be directed at you. Do you have any?
Actually, I do have...
Oh, it says any good pepper or prepper? I'm guessing it's prepper, but maybe it's pepper. Any good pepper
Might be
recipes?
pepper.
Oh, like hot peppers?
Yeah, I've never really... I mean, I have a stuffed pepper recipe that was my mother's recipe. And I also have a... for canning. I've never canned any peppers. No. I've never ever... I don't like hot peppers. When I married him, he loves hot peppers. So I'll be learning how to can hot peppers.
Now, I can make a really good 5-alarm chili, but it's not a recipe per se. I have some basic ideas in my mind, how it goes together. Maybe I'll try to write it down on paper to make a recipe out of it. But the way I've always cooked is a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and taste it. Oh, it needs more of this now. Okay, taste it. Oh, perfect. So that's how I do my recipes. But I have a really good 5-alarm chili that I make. I use 4 different types of beans. I use a sirloin steak stock that I put in it, along with a really good quality ground beef. And I put hot peppers in it. Usually I use serrano peppers or jalapeno peppers, although I have been known to use habanero. I made a big, huge stock pot of chili, and I put, I think, 4 habaneros in that thing, and it was like a creeper. You would eat that chili and you say, well, this isn't so bad. It tastes really good. It's got a good flavor and everything. I like this chili. And you eat about half the bowl, then all of a sudden it starts to build and build and build, and it just doesn't stop. And you're like, it's getting hot. It's getting hot.
This is all before I met him. He hasn't made chili since we've been married, but he says that if he makes chili, he'll make me a milder pot off to the side of chili.
Yeah,
I can't handle hot stuff.
I know how to make mild chili also. It's just not as fun for me.
You're crazy.
Okay, so that question was good. All right.
Yeah, there is another new channel, the eggs and...
Eggers?
Yeah.
How does that go? Bacon and Eggers, is that it?
No, Eggers and Bacon.
I was
Eggers
close.
and Bacon, welcome.
All right. All right, so...
Oh, bought it first.
Having internet problems, okay. All right. Yep, we've had those before. Although our problems, I don't think are internet problems. We've had YouTube problems. But I don't think it's intentional. I think because they are changing their system, you have hiccups. Me being a techie, being in the technician field, I know that if you revamp your entire system, and even if you're over here in the corner building a whole new system and you're getting ready to transition it over, sometimes you will have crossover and hiccups. And I think that's why YouTube is having a little bit issues, is because they're in the middle of upgrading everything to be completely different.
Pete's Little Homestead, welcome. The Botifers Homestead, welcome.
Okay. So anything else y'all want to talk about?
Homestead, Yepers.
And like I said, if you want to enter the contest, all you got to do, pick a video that you like, share it on your social media, let us know that you did it, and that's an entry. And you share it to another social media, like you do Facebook is one entry, Instagram will be a second entry, Twitter will be a third entry. Pick another video, do it again. You can get 6 entries, 9 entries.
Should we put a limit?
No, you can share as many videos as you want and share them as many places as you want. The idea is to get people to see it so they can decide whether or not they like it or not. Right? And we're not telling anybody, okay, in order to win this contest, you have to click subscribe. No, we're not doing that.
No.
We're just saying in order to be in a contest, you have to like our videos, and the videos that you like, you share them.
This way, if someone happens to see the video and they happen to like our channel, then they can subscribe.
They could choose to subscribe if they like. And I believe that's the way it should really work, because if you get someone who chooses to subscribe, then they're going to stick around and watch your content. But if you get someone who just says, okay, I hit the subscribe button, and they may never be back there again and never watch another video, that's not exactly what we're looking for.
No.
We're looking for viewers. We want more viewers. Not just someone clicking a subscribe button, but someone who actually likes the channel, who actually likes the videos, and they want to view it on an ongoing basis. So we're trying to build a community of viewers for our channel, and I believe this is a good way to do it, because you get to choose which one that you like, or however many videos you do like, and you can share them and get entries and get a chance to win all 3 books. And the books do not cost you anything. We are also even going to pay for the shipping. So once you win and you email us so we know what your address is, we will mail them directly out to you, and it won't cost you anything.
Welcome, Barbara. She says she's a new here, so welcome, Barbara Bradley. I think that's her name. Yeah, welcome.
Okay, welcome.
And McGlendon Homestead welcomed her too, so thank you for that.
Did we say hi to Pete's Little Homestead yet?
Yep, I did.
Okay.
Hello, Pete.
Okay, I didn't know if we did or not. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people coming in.
All right.
Yeah, we're up to 13. It's a good night.
Yeah, it's not bad. So those are the things I wanted to talk about. We're going to celebrate our being free from our house that we sold, celebrating our birthdays, both mine and her birthday, since both of our birthdays are in the month of July, and also celebrating our anniversary. We're going to see Jesus at Sight and Sound Theaters. We're really excited about it. Also, talked about the giveaway, giving away 3 books.
Yep.
Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, then we'll give them away. But you know what happens if we're not going to hit 1,000 subscribers, then nobody wins. Right?
We'll
Right?
eventually get there. We're not very
Yeah,
far.
but the point isn't eventually getting there. The point is everybody's sharing videos so that we get there because the videos were shared.
Yeah.
Right? And then that means it happens quicker. That way, instead of having months and months and months from now to get to 1,000, it could happen in a couple weeks. Who knows?
We're not far.
Right? We're not far away. It's only 200 subscribers. That's all we got to do.
Yeah.
So,
we're not far.
I believe it's going to be good for everybody. It gives you a chance to win these books. And you're sharing videos you like anyway. So I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things I want to talk about. Anything y'all want to talk about, we got about 15 minutes.
Well, just while we have a law, I wanted to just thank all the new people I see in the chat tonight. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, it's nice to see you all here.
Also, I want to thank all the new subscribers out there. It says here that in the past 28 days, we've had 59 extra subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for subscribing, and I hope you continue to watch and enjoy.
Oh.
And also all those that do watch on a regular basis, I do thank you for that.
We should thank also our moderators.
Yep. Thanks to the moderators. We got McLinden Homestead as a moderator. Two Wild Onions Homestead as our moderator.
Yep. Thank you
So
guys
thank
for
you
coming.
for coming and moderating for us.
Yes.
We really appreciate that. So, all right.
I want to encourage everyone to go and visit each other's channels. If you see someone in the chat that you have never seen before, go and check them out. And if you like their channel,
Looks like Pete's little homestead is having a birthday on the 31st.
oh, day after
So,
mine. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy early birthday.
Yeah.
So anything y'all want to talk about, any questions you might have, we already talked about the biscuits and gravy video. It's really just a biscuit video. You didn't really teach how to make the gravy, but we showed it.
Gravy's easy. I
Yeah.
just take the sausage, put it in a pan, brown it up, leave all the grease that's in with the sausage in the pan. Don't drain it out. Add a glass of water to as much gravy as you think you need. I like to add a good bit so I can have a lot of gravy. And then you just make a thickener of, I usually just do flour, and I will scoop out a little bit of the broth and a little bit of milk and whip that all up, the flour all up into a thickener, and then pour it back in and then let it cook down.
Yeah, and another thing I want to point out is we had one of our videos recently just took off, and it did really well.
That's one of my favorites.
And it's the Daylily Farm Tour. My wife did a farm tour of the Daylily Farm, and it's up to 228 views. And it's only been a couple days, so
I made a new friend.
yeah, that was
I really made a new friend. So.
yeah, that video really took off. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that video, I think you're going to like it because it's looking like a lot of people like this video.
Well, the woman that runs it's her Daylily Farm. She told all her friends and family, and
I'm going to try to find a way to give her some entries because she's been promoting one of our videos.
yeah, she has.
Yeah, so I need to
She's
try
been
to
telling everybody.
I need to try to give her entries into the contest. She doesn't even know about the contest.
She's not very computer savvy.
But
so.
since she helped to promote that video and that video is doing so well, I feel obligated to give her some entries for that.
Grandma Karen, stay tuned. I'm not going to say what, but there's another video coming up around the Daylily Farm, right?
You're not supposed to tell people what's coming.
Well, it'll get them excited to want to watch it.
Yeah, there's a video coming soon about daylilies.
I'm not going to say what.
Stay tuned for that one. And maybe it'll be as good as the other one.
I know,
so-
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So
How long was that one? I couldn't remember.
it was about 10 minutes, but you want to
That's
find
a
out
nice size.
what was it about? And,
No.
And who was in it and how
No.
does the story end?
I just couldn't remember how long it was.
Tell everybody how the story ends on that one. No. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll wait and see on that comes up. And just so you know, we do have a uploading schedule that we're trying to hold to. Our uploading schedule is Thursday, Saturday, Monday.
Yep.
So you can see that we did upload a video yesterday, and we did upload one on Saturday, and we did upload one last Thursday. So the next video is going to be uploaded on Thursday.
Thank you, moderators, for sharing our channel. Thank you very much for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the our email address, and that's probably the easiest way for anyone to contact us is at the microfarmstarter@gmail.com. That'd be the easiest way. So if you wanted to promote a video or videos, just send me an email, and that'd be the easiest way to get back to me. Or I also like it when people leave comments on videos anyway.
Yeah,
so if you want to come back to this video, even though it was a live video, you can still leave comments after the show is over, and I'll still see the comments on there. So if you just leave a comment on the bottom of this video, even after it's been recorded, you can leave a comment there, letting me know that you shared it and basically where you shared it to. Although the hard part about that is it doesn't let you put links on comments. But if you need to put a link to show me where it is, send it to me in the email.
Yeah, in the email.
Yeah, microfarmstarter@gmail.com. All right. Yeah, it has been a pretty good month. Thank you, Eggers and Bacon.
They're saying because of that video, you were...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're excited. Like I said, we're going on another plane flight. I've been on a lot of plane flights because I was in the Marine Corps. And when you're in the Marines, you're on the plane a lot, going from base to base, place to place. Every time you go on leave, on vacation, whatever you want to call it, then you're going to fly somewhere in most cases. I was stationed in Hawaii. I was also stationed in Okinawa, Japan. Both of those are islands. So when you're stationed on the island, everywhere you go is by plane. So I've done a lot of plane flights, even in C-130s. And I've also flown in helicopters.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've only flown 4 times, and that was just for one trip. One from Louisville to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Dublin, Ireland, and from Dublin, Ireland to New York City, and from New York to Louisville.
Mm-hmm. And so that's the only flight she's ever been on in her whole life, and it was after we got married.
Yep.
So she got married to me, and now she's flying. So we'll be flying again this Saturday. A nice short little flight from Lexington to Dulles in Washington, D.C. Probably about 45 minutes to an hour in the air. And then we'll arrive there around noon, get in a rental car, and then head on out to where we're going.
I think
so.
The flight's I'm not looking forward to flying.
Right. So I like flying. I enjoy it. So for me, it's fun.
I'm sure I'll be fine. It's just, I guess the first thought that came to my mind when I flew the very first flight was like, there's nothing under me. There's nothing under me. There's nothing under me. But I tried to just put my mind on good things and not dwell on it too much.
And me, it's like, hey, there isn't anything under me. Isn't that great? Wow.
Totally opposite.
Yeah.
Totally opposite. Totally.
We're like floating in the air. Isn't that crazy?
Shh, don't remind me. Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
So it should be an all right time. So we're looking forward to that. And it says here, Duncan 1900 Homestead, got to go finish supper.
Yeah, you have a
all
nice
right.
evening.
Good night. Thanks for coming by.
Yes. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And I'm really, I'm just hoping that these live shows or shows that you like to watch, I try to make it interesting as much as I can. I try to get rid of any of the dead air that we might have, so that there's not just sitting there and saying nothing. So I'm trying to fill the show with things that are interesting. So I'm really hoping that you do like the live shows. That's why we like to do them. All right. Emily says, bring some granola with chocolate chips and seeds in it to distract you.
Thank you, Emily G. Thank you. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, all we get on this flight is a carry-on and a personal item, I think. We don't get a checked bag. I guess that's something that they've started doing these days. They're going to charge you extra money for a checked bag. I remember whenever I used to get on a flight and you could take 2 or 3 checked bags totally free, and it was not a big deal. Not only that, I remember when I used to get on flights, the carry-ons, you can get like 2 or 3 carry-ons. There wasn't really a limit on carry-ons. Now it's only 1 carry-on, 1 personal item. And if you get a bag, you got to pay for it. And you're paying basically the same price for the air ticket that they were charging back then. So anyhow, I just wanted to say that real quick.
It'll be fine. We'll figure it all out. It's just for one.
Yeah, just for one night. So
yep, and then
it
we'll
should
be
be
back.
good. Yeah, we're not going to go for a week or anything.
Yep.
So, yeah, it should be pretty fun. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And also looking forward to getting to 1,000 subscribers and announcing a winner to the giveaway. Really excited about that too. So
We usually, her mentioning the snack there, I usually have always had this thing where I love making homemade chocolate chip cookies on a trip. So.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe I'll make some chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, but you'd have to take it in a carry-on bag.
Yeah, I could put it in my purse, a small bag of them.
So, yeah, if you have a small bag. She usually makes a big half-gallon bag, like a half-gallon Ziploc bag, filled with cookies.
It's supposed to last the whole trip.
Another thing that we've done since we've been married that she hasn't done very much in her whole life is drive cross-country. And she would make a big old bag of these chocolate chip cookies, and we would be driving all the way across the country.
Utah
all the way over to Utah and back. It's pretty far away. Eating chocolate chip cookies all the way there. So that's pretty something. So
we don't make desserts all the time,
all right.
so
McLinden Homestead's getting ready for their live.
Oh yes, everyone
right.
go see them.
All right. So they're having a live right after us.
Right after us.
In about 4 minutes. So any
Yes.
last minute questions, any last minute topics are welcome.
We have just a couple moments.
We have about 4 minutes.
Yep.
So anything you want to pipe in there and say real quick? We can talk about that real fast.
It's been a nice evening of people coming in.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
had a lot of nice people come in. Thank you all.
It looks like we're going to make it to the end of the live show this week, which is a big deal. So
I think it was just a fluke last time.
twice.
Well, the last time they didn't let us get on at all.
Yeah, nothing at all. So
The first problem we had, we couldn't even
right.
do anything.
That's why I didn't even schedule my live this week. I just did a straight stream from my OBS because that seems to work. I'm not going to trust the scheduling until they get all these quirks worked out yet. All right. Make sure
The Conscience Living
the
Homestead.
carry-on is the right size. Yeah, I understand that. If it's bigger than the size they say, they won't let you take it on the plane.
Oh, and then I'd have to leave it behind or something.
Yeah, they say, well, we don't care what you do with it. You just can't take it with you.
Oh.
So the only option you have is to throw it in the garbage or something.
Oh.
Or if you have your car out in the parking lot, throw it in your car out in the parking lot and get it when you come back.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, you got to make sure it's the right size.
Do you think a purse would be...
Well, we'll figure all that stuff
Okay.
out. They have the size requirements on the website of the airline. I'm pretty good at researching those types of things, so I will be able to figure all that out. Actually, I remember when I was in the military, I went on what was called a Space A flight. And civilians don't normally get to fly on those. It's mostly just military personnel. And me being in the Marine Corps, I would fly on a Space A flight. Now, a Space A flight is not as comfortable as an ordinary flight, although some of them are pretty comfortable. Some of them are just a regular airline plane that got retired and then the military started using it. And they even had stewardesses and everything. But normally you don't have stewardesses. Normally it's not that comfortable, but it was cheap. I was able to fly all the way from, I think it was Japan. I went all the way from Japan to Florida on like $26.
Wow.
So $26, I believe, got me from Japan to Florida when I was going on leave one time.
Wow.
But the bad thing about those flights is you don't know what the schedule is until 3 days ahead of time. So you don't have very much notice. And sometimes you got to fly into crazy places just to get to where you're going. It's almost like taking the bus, but you're taking the bus with an airplane. That's the way we used to do it. But that was pretty crazy. So I'm not really in favor of paying a lot of money for air flights because of that. I kind of got spoiled on that. But anyhow, I thought you might enjoy hearing about that.
Nope, back up, Jas.
Okay, well, looks like there's no more topics. And we are at the 8 o'clock mark. So we're going to call it a night.
Yep.
We want to thank all of you for coming out.
Yes.
And please continue to come to our Tuesday night at 7 show. Like I said, we always try to make it interesting.
Yep.
We want to make it something that you want to watch. So please keep coming back. And we enjoy having you here. So thank you so much and good night.
Good night.